Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in front of us we have a tank that you will most likely never get your hands on. This is the Tier 9 American Collector Heavy, the AE Phase 1. This vehicle is impossible to get simply because it is located in the operation containers at the end of the battle pass. We can actually see it right here. The problem with the operation containers is that the drop chance for the AE Phase 1 is 0.05%. That is a 1 in 20,000. To put into your mind how low of a chance that is, if you go down to your local grocery store and you buy a scratch-off ticket, you'll probably have a higher chance of winning a decent amount of money there than you will getting the AE Phase 1. So why gamble your money on a 0.5 or 0.05% drop chance when you could potentially win money instead? It's pretty interesting. But the AE Phase 1 has always been a very cool vehicle to me. It has 4 tracks, and it's really the only tank in the game that has a split track mechanic like this one. It was also one of the first vehicles that featured the emergency track mechanic, meaning that even when your tracks do get locked down, you are still able to reverse. Now, I will say the AE Phase 1 is a flat better M103 in just about every single regard. The M103 reverses at 12 kilometers per hour. The AE Phase 1 reverses at 20 kilometers per hour. Not only that, but this tank has a higher top speed. It has pretty good DPM, great penetration, and overall kind of defeats the purpose of the M103. It's really interesting just how much better this tank is than the base M103 variant. It's just such a bummer that the only way to get your hands on this vehicle is through a ridiculously low gambling drop chance. I actually had a conversation with Wargaming a couple months ago, and they were toying with the idea of releasing a quest where you could potentially earn this vehicle or earn the chance to buy this tank. And Wargaming, please add that quest into the game, I beg of you. I'm going to be real, I think a lot of players would really like the opportunity to pick this thing up. It's not even the fact that, like, it's a crazy tank, it's just the fact that I want to be able to fill my garage with tanks that I don't have, and this is one of those vehicles that I have not been able to pick up for years. So, let's see what we can do in this first game. Up against us, we have a BZ-75, a TL-7, and an E-75. Okay, well, we can see the enemy BZ and the E-75 detected already. We're going to drive over here, aiming on his side, and there we go, nice 378. You can see that crazy good reverse speed allowing me to get into cover, as the TL-7 has a reverse of 10. So pretty big advantage for this vehicle in that regard, and there you go. Nice shot into the enemy TL-7, bleeding him out at least a decent amount there. We're going to put on my adrenaline, and we're going to aim it on the side of that TL-7 again. There you go, another 340 into his vehicle. We've already done 1100 damage, and that player loads a high explosive shell, which deals nothing to me. Again, you can see that actually horrible reverse speed on the TL-7. I mean, why would you want to drive a tank that has horrible reverse when you can drive a tank that's actually pretty mobile? People don't realize just how truly important having good reverse is. We've already dealt 1500 damage at this point. We haven't really bled much in return either, which is always very solid. Let's see, that TL-7 is going to show me their hatch again. Unfortunately, we do miss, but it's not like they're going to do anything to me. They're aiming at a fully hull-down tank, and in return, they really cannot do much. Alright, well, let's see. TL-7 is going to show me their hatch again. There you go. Another 454 into that player. I really don't think they're enjoying my company right now. We're going to move up and back and up and back, and oh, they do hatch me. Unfortunately for them, we hatch them back, and at this point, they now have 130 health. I don't know why they keep trying to trade with me. It hasn't worked for them once. I don't think there's a single time they've won this trade, so it's interesting to watch them throwing their health away like that, but there you go. Nice 426 into the lower plate of the BZ-75, and that puts us up to 2,700 damage. As we can clearly see, this tank is not really struggling even in the slightest. We are ripping out damage like crazy. We're going to aim it on the side of that BZ-75 again. There's another 422, and that places us over 3k at this point. That is a crazy amount of damage for a tier 9 in this short of a game. But it really does illustrate why I do believe the AE Phase 1 is actually quite an enjoyable tank. The gun is great. It's got DPM, it's got accuracy, it's got penetration, it's got everything you'd want for a heavy tank. And we're going to aim it on the C75 one more time. We're going to load gold to guarantee the pen, clear him right out of the game, and that leaves us with just 2 tanks left. We have the enemy BZ-75, which we're going to get a nice little chunker into for 427. And now we're going to go push the enemy Skoda T-27, which is over here. And if we're lucky, I'll be able to get one more shot into this player. However, it looks like the Skoda is going to back up and let the Leopard get the clear. But either way, that was a pretty good 4,236 damage battle, and it quite easily placed us top on the team. I enjoy this tank. I think it's a great vehicle. It's just so disappointing that the only way to get it is through an impossible drop chance. And it gets even worse than that, because you're also forced to buy the battle pass if you want a chance to even get your hands on the vehicle. I mean, that's the stupidest part, right? You have to purchase the battle pass to actually make your way down to stage 60, to then to be able to spend gold on these crates. That's the worst part. To get down to stage 60, you're going to have to either grind out the whole battle pass, or you're going to have to spend more gold, maybe 10,000 gold, to actually get to the end of the pass. However, the AE Phase 1 is not the only tank that Wargaming is ridiculously greedy towards. This is the FE201 Chieftain Proto, and it is another insanely expensive tank. To get your hands on this vehicle, you have to spend $2,000. Now, sure, you'll get a million plus gold, but it's $2,000. It's insane. It's a tier 9 that, sure, it's pretty strong. It's a very solid vehicle, and I actually really enjoy playing in this thing. But the fact that Wargaming's trying to ask $2,000, actually closer to 2,500 USD, is insane, and it's a really big bummer. The reason this tank has gold pouring all around it is because that's all the money Wargaming made off of the people that bought this tank. I don't know exactly how many Chieftain Protos there are rolling around in the battlefield, but I'm going to assume it's less than 20. I really don't think there are many people that have purchased this tank. But hey, if you are a super rich oil tycoon and you want to buy me the Chieftain Proto, hit me up in DMs. I don't know what else to say. Either way, let's see what we can do in this vehicle. We are going to head over towards mid, and we'll play it by ear. This tank's pretty strong, though. It's got basically the old Chieftain gun, so you have 400 damage per shot, you have premium APCR, really good hull-down armor, and you have a gun that has really good DPM. It's genuinely a very capable tank, and it's such a bummer that, again, Wargaming puts these very fun vehicles behind a paywall and nobody can play them. Like, you're basically gatekeeping 90% of the player base, more than that, 99.99% of the player base from a tank that you worked hard on because, ooga booga, we got to put it behind a ridiculously expensive paywall. It's just very disappointing, at least for me. Now we have the enemy tanks over here, we have the E3, and, E3 is obviously a pretty big threat. Don't really want to be hit by that. Let's aim it on the... What? What? Where did that shell go? I'm so confused. That shell literally disappeared. That made absolutely zero sense. Okay, well, I'm going to cross and help out the Kron with the enemy grill, which we get a nice shell into, and wow, that player just got actually ruined. Alright, well, we're going to move up a little further. We have the 55A, which we're going to load a... Okay, that was a perfect shell on the side of his tank, and it did literally nothing. Also, I like how the 55A is going for me. Well, I got you. This time, our high explosive is going to pen, and the Kron is going to hopefully clear him. There you go. Not too bad. We got the BZ-58, which we get a nice 380 damage shell into. Now we're going to turn up and go over towards this hill. We've done okay so far, 1,500 damage. Our gun has kind of trolled us, but not a big deal, just kind of troll. We've got the side of the BZ, which... Okay. I don't understand what's going on with our high explosive right now. It's saying that they should pen, we're hitting where they're aiming, and none of them are penning. Alright, well, let's go for the hatch on the Yo. There you go, nice 345. That's always very nice. We have the Kron, and the Yo is going to drive around. Let's load a high explosive into the side of the Yo. Nice, 450. It's a low roll, but it's a penning shell, so I can't get that mad. Let's go for one more shot into the Yo if we can. Okay, never mind. Did not realize we had a 92E1 who was going to suck all the damage. That's kind of a bummer. Let's just load a high explosive. Take that player out of the game. We're obviously not going to be dealing anymore. Most likely, that IS-7's going to get... Oh, actually... Nah. No, we're not going to be dealing anymore. My assumption is that the IS-7 is going to be clipped by the Kron, and that'll be about it. Let's see. Moving up, moving up. In retrospect, I most definitely should have gone for the IS-7 instead of the EO. I got a little greedy, but oh well. We're just going to move. There goes all of the IS-7's health. And yeah, there you go. Alright, well, you know what? If we pen this, we'll still have dealt a decent amount of damage, so we'll load on the upper plate. And there you go. I'll take it. 2,864 damage is not a bad result. If I look back in this battle, probably should have gone for the IS-7 and ignored the O. I would have been able to deal probably 3,500, but oh well. You win some, you lose some, right? Either way, the Chieftain is another great tank. You can see the gun is nice. We got kind of trolled. I'm not really sure how my high explosive shells didn't pen the side of that T-55 and the BZ-58. This tank does have good Hesh pen. It's got 120 mils, so we got kind of robbed there. But either way, the gun is really nice. The armor is fantastic, and it's a great tank. As I said, it's just such a bummer that Wargaming has put both of these vehicles behind such an unobtainable paywall that 99.99% of players won't get them, including myself. I mean, if I don't have this tank, then it clearly proves that you're not going to get this tank. But either way, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.